मुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं वादरायणं सूत्रभाष्य कृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओपन द बुक। ओके, मैंने कर दिया पोस्ट। Verse number 56. I chant. Just follow me. न योगेन न सांख्येन कर्मणा नो न विद्यया ब्रह्मात्मैकत्वबोधेन मोक्ष सिद्ध्यति नान्यथा। I repeat again. Just follow. न योगेन न सांख्येन कर्मणा नो न विद्यया ब्रह्म एकत्वबोधेन मोक्ष सिद्ध्यति नान्यथा. The translation is, neither by yoga, nor by sankhya, nor by action, nor by learning is liberation possible. Only by realization of the oneness of the Brahman and the Atman is liberation possible, and in no other way. I repeat the translation again. Neither by yoga, nor by sankhya, nor by work, nor by learning, but by the realization of one's identity with Brahman is liberation possible, and by no other way. In previous verses, Guru said, if you want liberation, if you want to attain Brahman, and this is the final destination in spirituality. We call it absolute target. Now the question is, what is the path for ultimate? What is the path, the ultimate reality? What is the path for liberation? So there are so many philosophies. In India, there are very systematic philosophies, and there are so many other ways. Those claims that they can give you realization, liberation. So here, Shankaracharya takes one by one. They are not capable to give you liberation. First is Sankhya. Sankhya means what? As we discussed so many times before also, Sankhya was created by Kapil. And the philosophy is, there is a Purusha and Prakriti. In simple language, you can understand that Ishwar and Maya. Ishwar, the consciousness, is sentient, and the Maya, Prakriti, is insentient. And the Purusha, the Ishvara consciousness, does not do anything. But like a magnet and iron, they both meet. Then the creation starts. In this creation, there are 25 elements. One element says Purusha, Ishvara, sentient, and they believe that everybody has its own soul, separate soul. It does not have any connection with other body. So everybody has its own consciousness, soul. So if someone wants liberation, he must know the 25 elements. So when Purusha and Prakriti meet, thus creation starts. Creation starts, Prakriti Mahan, from the Prakriti comes Mahatattva, then ego, and like 24 elements. So this is the philosophy, basic thought about Sankhya philosophy. So Shankaracharya says, the Sankhya is not capable to give you liberation because it thinks about only individual soul. But Sankhya philosophy is very close to the Vedanta. So he denies that na Sankhya. Another philosophy is very strong philosophy accepted by all over the world is the yoga philosophy. All of you know very well about yoga. What is yoga? And how it works? Yoga works in three levels. It works in body level, in pranic level, and mental level, intellectual level. First, if in our body there is a problem, if I have headache, I have knee pain, then I think again and again about that part. Headache. If I don't have headache, then I never think about my head. I never think about my leg. I think about my leg when I have pain. So if there is a wrong, then we think. If there is no wrong, then we never think. If we have any disease in body level, yoga has treatment. Yoga has its remedy. You can treat yourself by yoga system. Then the another level is pranic level. If there is also problems, we go in deep sleep. Our breathing system to work. We at all. We do not know the breathing system work. You are aware, you are not aware, it makes no difference. Your breathing system always continuously works. So it means it is a very itchy way. If someone has problems with breathing, it means he is a sick person. It is a not normal person. Yoga has remedy for this also. Then another level comes, a mental level, intellectual level. Intellectual level, we have so many problems. That is why we always think about our minds, our intellect, because there are so many problems. According to yoga, there are so many remedies for treatment of this condition also. Our mind is restlessness. How to become free of restlessness? Still, we know only restlessness, not peace. We never tested a peace. We never tested what peace is. We just tested restlessness. There is a difference in degrees. There is a difference in degrees. Sometimes it may be 100 degree restlessness. Sometimes it may be 80% restlessness. Sometimes maybe 50% restlessness. Sometimes 25% restlessness. But still restlessness is there. Peace is not there. When the restlessness is 25%, we feel that we are in peace. We feel that we are in peace. But there is no peace. Just restlessness in different degrees. So our mind is sick. Our intellect is sick. Yoga has its remedy. Yoga can treat this condition. And when your mind, your intellect will be treated and it cures, then you can feel realization. Then you can feel peace. What peace is? Now you can test. A yogi can test what peace is. A common man tests only restlessness in different degrees. So after yoga, after samadhi, or in samadhi, you can test what peace is. So yoga can lead you to peace. To peace. And that state, you can call it no mind, thoughtlessness, transcendental state. We can give so many names. So yoga does our mind pure. We can go beyond our mind by yoga. Then, but still we are in beyond mind, not for unlimited time. It's a limited time. In limited time, you can go in peace. You can taste the peace in samadhi, but you are not for always. So Shankaracharya says, na yogena, yoga, yoga is also not capable to give you liberation. Then comes karmana. Karmana means by action, by act. Here, action or act, its word has two meanings. One meaning is common meaning as we use simple word, action. What action does? If you want to achieve something, if you want to get something, you act. You want to go somewhere, you act. You want to possess something, you act. So action does it in objective level. In objective level. Another meaning is, it's a Vedic meaning. Karmana means rituals. In yoga, in Vedas, there are so many rituals, so many yajnas, sacrifices, and here philosophy work, we call it Mimamsa. They say, by rituals, you can achieve liberation. So Shankaracharya clearly says here, no, by rituals, by sacrifices, you can get merits, you can get heaven, you can get good results, but you will not get liberation. And finally, the word is vidya. Vidya means what? Vidya means knowledge. But here, vidya also has another meaning. In Upanishads, there are so many vidyas, means upasana. Upasana and devotion is some different. They are not same. They have some differences. So vidya, in Upanishads, there are so many upasanas. And these upasanas, the seeker identify himself with God, with sun. He thinks that I am the sun. So identification with the sun, identification with the moon, identification with the Indra, identification with the fire, space. So this identification is also a upasana. Now we are identified with the body. But in upasanas, the seeker identifies himself with the god of sun, god of moon, god of clouds, Indra, Abrit Upasana, Udgit Upasana, Ahangra Upasana. There are so many types of upasanas. So Shankaracharya says, yes, they are good. They are good. But they are not capable to give you the liberation. Now, so what is the way, what the path for liberation? He defines that Brahmatmaikatva bodhena moksha siddhati. You can attain the liberation. You can achieve the liberation. You can liberate yourself by Brahmatmaikatva bodhena. Identification with the Brahman. Yourself, you identify yourself with the Brahman. Not only Son of God, not God of moon, God of clouds, in prana. If sadhak, seeker, identify himself with the Brahman, this is the only way. He says, Siddhati nanyatha, there is no other way. Now next one. I chant. वीणाया रूपसौन्दर्यं तन्त्रीवादनसौष्ठवं प्रजारञ्जनमात्रं तन्न साम्राज्याय कल्पते. I repeat. वीणाया रूपसौन्दर्यं तन्त्रीवादनसौष्ठवं प्रजारञ्जनमात्रं तत् न साम्राज्याय कल्पते. The translation is, the beauty of the veena and the proficiency of one playing of its chords serve but to please an audience. They don't by themselves serve proof sufficient to confer full sovereignty. I repeat the translation. The beauty of guitar's form and the skill of playing on its chord serve merely to please some persons. They don't suffice to confer a kingdom. Now, in next verse, Sankaracharya defines that. Suppose there are artists who play the guitar. He is the master, a perfect, and he has very beautiful guitar. So guitar is also beautiful, and he is the master. Veenaya Rupa Saundaryam Tantri Vadan Saustava. And when he plays the veena, guitar, everyone enjoy it. The audience enjoy it. Even king also enjoy it. Everyone enjoy. So this is the art. This is the music. Everyone can enjoy. It's a good. But in return, what he gets? In return, he gets some money, some name, some fame. Tanna Samrajyaya Kalpate, Sankaracharya says, it is not enough for a kingdom. The artist of the veena its proficiency will not make him a king. Becoming a king, it is not necessary to playing a veena. It's a different thing. A king may be an artist. He may be a good player of veena, good engineer, good doctor, good scientist, anything he could be. But he's king then after other things. But only being a musician, no one can become a king. So Sankaracharya says, Veenaya Rupa Saundaryam Tantri Vadana Saustubam Prajaranjana Matram Tanna Samrajyaya Kalpate. These are not sufficient for kingdom. Same, this is an example. Like yoga, Sankhya, and rituals can give you some merits, some divine experiences, but they are not able to give you liberation. Now, next one. I chant. Bhag Vaikhari Shabda Jhari Shastra Vyakhyan Kaushalam Vaidisham Vidusham Tattvat Bhuktaye Natu Muktaye. I repeat. Vak Vaikhari Shabda Jhari Shastra Vyakhyan Kaushalam Vaidisham Vidusham Tattvat Bhuktaye Natu Muktaye. The meaning is loud speech in a stream of words, the efficiency in expounding or commenting upon the scriptures, erudition. These brings only the little joys, material satisfaction to the scholar, but they are insufficient to bring about liberation. I repeat, I, the translation again. Loud speech consisting of shower of words, the skill in expounding scriptures, and likewise erudition, each merely bring on a little personal enjoyment to the scholar, but are no good for liberation. Now, Sankaracharya gives another higher level example. Higher level. First, he gave example a common art, Veena player. Now, the example is more higher. Vaidusham, erudition. Erudition. If someone is a great scholar, he is knowledgeable, he understands every scripture, he can continuously give talk, discourses fluently and very beautiful words. Bag Bakery, Shabdchari. Then he can impress the audience. Listen attentively. He can impress audience, not seekers. Audience is a different thing. Seekers are very different. So someone, a erudition person, a learned person can give a very beautiful discourse, fluently in the words, stream of the words, and he would be appreciated by the audience. Audience can enjoy Shastra Vyakhyana Kaushalam. Here, I give you an overview about Bag Bakery. Actually, this topic is very deep, very mysterious, very big. So we cannot complete it. So I just give you overview. What Vaikhari means? Vaikhari means what? The general perception is that when we speak, sound comes from the throat. But it's a very superficial level. What happens actually when we have to urge our thought to speak? There is a big process. There is a big process. Our life forces in the form of the air. It starts from our root center. Start from root center, Mooladhara. Base chakra. In base chakra, very subtle form, like a seed. Like a seed. There, our life forces, our prana takes place. It is a very subtle, not visible. That time we give name para. Para means beyond. Beyond of expression. Beyond of experience. No one can experience, no one can realize, no one can understand. So that's we call it para. It's a very basic, this very beginning stage of the thought. Then it goes to another neighbor. That time we give the name Pashyanti. Pashyanti means, in Sanskrit, Pashyanti means you can watch, you can see. you can see. Not for everyone can see, but who is expert in inner journey, inner travels. We travel all over the world, sometimes for work, sometimes to see the beauty of the world. We traveled to see the beauty of the mountains, beauty of the rivers, beaches, streams, because they are very beautiful. But yes, the seekers are inner travels. Inner beauty is more beautiful than outside beauty. But we never experience it. We never try. If we try go inside, we see nothing but darkness. Yes, it will happen. It will happen. Because inner journey, inner destination is completely untouched by you. When you enter, you will encounter the darkness. Like in scriptures, there is the churning of ocean. Do you remember that? In the very beginning, there was voice. Then, slowly, step by step, comes nectar. So, in inner journey also, when you start enter, you will encounter the darkness. Then, beyond this darkness, when you start your journey, you will encounter so beautiful, more beautiful things. There are pranas, there are your sense organs. Objects are beautiful. Of course, objects are beautiful, but your senses are more beautiful. More beautiful. So you will see them, experience them. Then you can experience your life forces. You can experience your mind, your intellect. More beautiful. And lastly, you will face yourself. The most beautiful. The most beautiful. So this inner journey, we do it very different way. Sometimes we take way of yoga, like Sapta Chakras, 7 chakras. Sometimes other ways, but inner journey is very beautiful, very good for a seeker. If you are inner travel, then you can experience in your navel chakra, there is a thought, a vibration. You call it Pashanti. It is subtle level. Only few seekers can understand, can realize. A common person cannot. Then it comes more grossified and comes Anahata Chakra. Anahata Chakra. Heart Chakra. Then they give the name Madhyama. Madhyama means medium. Medium. Now, you can experience. You think start. You can give your name, your thoughts. You can give the form of your thought. Then you think start about your in words. I am thinking this, I am thinking that. And your chattering starts in mind. And sometimes other person also can understand that you want to say something. Your expression will show. Other person also can understand you want to say something. And he says, yes, do you want to say something? If yes, then go ahead. So it means now your thought is in third state. We call it Madhyama. So see, Para in base chakra, then comes Pashyanti, navel chakra, then medium in Hridayas. Now the fourth one is, we call it Vaikhari in throat. It is the grossest form of the speech, of the sound. So here Sankaracharya write Bag Vaikhari. Vaikhari, you can, this is visible. You can listen. I can tell you, you can listen me. Bag Vaikhari, Shabdachari, the fluently. Shastra Vyakhyana Kaushalam. Now Sankaracharya says, Vaidisham Vidusham, the learned person, the erudition of a learned person, what he will get. Think what he will get by this, by discourses, by fluently speeches, by impressed by the audience. He says nothing, he will get nothing. Just muktaye natu muktaye, he will get some material objects, some name, some fame, not liberation. Now, next one. Avigyate pare tattve शास्त्राधीतिस्तु निष्फलः विज्ञाते परे तत्वे शास्त्राधीतिस्तु निष्फलः. I chant again. अविज्ञाते परे तत्वे शास्त्राधीतिस्तु निष्फलः विज्ञाते परे तत्वे शास्त्राधीतिस्तु निष्फलः. I translate it. Without knowing the supreme reality, the study of the scriptures is futile. Having known the supreme reality, the study of the scriptures is equal futile. I translate it again. The study of scriptures is useless as long as the highest truth is unknown. And it is equally useless when the highest truth has already been known. The verse is very confusing. Without understanding its meaning, some people can understand that Sankaracharya says the scriptures are useless. So no, this is not meaning. The meaning is Shastradhitistu, study of scriptures. To understand this mantra, I give you example. When we travel for unknown place, our destination is not known. So today we have facility. We start our navigation system. And we can go without asking anybody. We start our navigation where we are, where we have to go, what is our destination, and what is the route. And we just follow. We just follow the navigation leads us towards our destination. Our scriptures are like a navigation system. Our scriptures are like navigation system. They navigate you. They say you where you are right now. And what is your destination? And what the path? Three things. We have to know that in our journey where you are right now. And what your destination? Number two. Number three is what the path? What the route? So navigation system describes us everything. Where you are, where is your destination, and what the route. Same scriptures are a navigation system. They navigate you where you are right now. You are individual soul. You are in bondage. You are identified with the body, with the mind, objects, and your destination is the supreme consciousness, absolute happiness. And the path is, the way is, the scriptures describe. You should do this, then that, this is the path. And you will reach. Definitely you will reach. Now the question is, if someone study scriptures, avigyate pare tattve shastradhiti nishpalaha. Shastradhiti means the studying of scriptures. Study of the scriptures. What is the purpose? You think first, what is the purpose of studying of the scriptures? You study mathematics, there is a purpose. You study a medical science, it has its own purpose. You study a music, it has its own purpose. Painting, denting, anything has its own purpose. So we study anything with a purpose. If you want to be a doctor, study medical science. Its purpose is medicine. If you want to be a musician, you learn music. Its purpose is music. Object. So every art, every science has its own purpose. So we do purposely everything. But studying of the Upanishads, it has no purpose. You will not get objects by studying of Upanishads. You will not get name and fame by studying of the Upanishads, scriptures. You will not give remedy anybody by studying of Upanishads. These are not the purpose of scriptures. So be careful. Attentively listen. As I told you, yoga has its purpose. Yoga can give you remedy in body level. Yoga can give you a remedy on mental level and pranic level. But scriptures, Upanishads, has no other purpose than self-realization. Upanishad has its purpose only self-realization, only liberation. They have no other purpose. We cannot use. So we have so many sciences, so different purposes, and we are using, no problem. But the study of scriptures, its purpose is only one purpose, is liberation. If someone avigyate pare tattve shastradhiti nishpala. If someone studied scriptures, and he does not know, does not realize our own nature. He does not realize our reality. He does not get the liberation. Then what the purpose? We have no other purpose in scriptures. Only one purpose is the purpose is liberation. If you miss that purpose, well, the study of the scriptures are futile, useless. If you miss the purpose of scriptures, then study of the scriptures are useless. So Shankaracharya says, Abhigyate parvitate shastradhitistu nishpala. Shastradhitistu means the study of the scriptures, study of the Upanishads is only useful if you know the supreme reality. The next line says, Vigyate parvitate shastradhitistu nishpala. And as I was talking about navigation system, when we start journey, our destination is unknown. We start the navigation. But when we reach, having reached there, automatically your system will shut down, saying that you have reached your destination. Now, no necessity. Having reached there, your system says you have reached your destination. Now work is over. No need to continuation. Same, if you study the scriptures, and by studying the scriptures, you know, Vigyate paritatve, if you having known the supreme reality by God's grace and your efforts, the study you are successful and you liberate. You will liberate. You become self-realized. Then scripture says, now you have reached your destination. No need for us. The study is not required. The purpose has sold. But the realizing person does not forget the study. The realized person still realizes, still he knows everything. This study he can use for other sadhakas, other seekers. He has solved his problems. But now he can use this study for others. So Shankaracharya says, Vigyate paritatve shastradhitistu nishpala. Having known the supreme reality, the study of the scriptures is again futile. Futile for him. But he can give instructions to other sadhakas. Now, today's last verse. I chant Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Pramana Karanam Ata Prayatanatyatavyam Tattvajai Tattvam Atmanaha. I repeat, just follow. Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Pramana Karanam Ata Prayatanatyatavyam Tattvajai Tattvam Atmanaha. The meaning is, the scriptures consisting of many words are a dense forest, which cause the mind to ramble merely. Hence, the man of wisdom should earnestly set about knowing the truth of the self. One more time, I repeat the translation. The scriptures consisting of many words are a dense forest which causes the mind of tremble merely. Hence the man of wisdom should earnestly set about knowing the truth of the self. This verse is also very important. Shabda Jalam Maharanyam Chitta Pramana Karanam. Jala means net. There are so many addictions, and any addiction is not good. And we can be free from them very easily. We know their harms. But here Acharya says Shabda Jalam Maharanyam. The knowledge also is a addiction. Listen very attentively. Being knowledgeable is good, but not addicted with knowledge, not stuck with knowledge. Knowledge is a mean. Use it. Like other means, other objects, we use them as a means. So knowledge also is a mean. You use the knowledge for its purpose. Use the knowledge for its purpose. Don't stuck with knowledge. So Shankaracharya says, Ananta Sastram, there are so many scriptures, countless. You cannot count, no one can count. Ananta Sastram, there are so many studies, so many teachings. You can expend your whole life in one teaching. Ananta Sastram. And there are so many obstacles. We have time is limited. We don't have unlimited times. So you cannot read, you cannot study every book, every method, every philosophy. No one can read. Shabda Jalam Maharanyam Chitta Pramana Karanam. When you know more, then you understand, I do not know anything. I have to know more than that. If do not know, it's okay. If you go inside in scriptures, there are so many interconnected, interlinked. You will feel that I have to study this one also. I have to study this one also. And endless story. There is no end. Chitta Brahmana Karanam, you will be confused. That is the problem. Today's the main problem is that we have so many sources to get information. We have TV, net, books, audio, video, YouTube, Facebook, WhatsApp, everything we have. They all gives information to us. This is not necessary. These information should be correct. They may be correct or incorrect, but we get. Continuously, we collect informations all over the world. Same, we have sources about scriptures. You can read, you can listen, you can read on the net. Everything is available. Every book is available. And we becomes confused. Somewhere written like such, somewhere is written like this, somewhere is written like that. So what the truth? what is the reality? We become so confused. So Shankaracharya says, this is the confusion. Shabdajalam Maharanyam. He says this is a net. You're stuck in the net. Maharanyam, this is dense forest. There's no way. You will lost. There's no way. You will be confused. Ataha, therefore, Prayatnad Gyatavyam. You will go and surrender himself, herself, yourself, a great master, to know the reality of yourself, the reality of consciousness, the reality of the Brahman. He will explain you. Tattvagayatmatmanaha, he will explain you everything. So, 2 days, I conclude here my talk, and first I do Shanti part, then Mita will give you some instructions, and Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Kesavam Vadarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavanto Puna Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyaptadehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.